NewsHour at 10, driven by Hyundai, co-powered by Siska, Light Years Ahead, and Rajasthan Tourism.
Well, now to that part here on the News Hour where you and I will ask questions of an award-winning actress who's also here, reprising the role of a middle-class housewife who's fighting the challenges of being a homemaker and also an RJ. How she stumbles upon it is a story that you will see when you watch Tumhari Sulu. But Vidya Balan, award-winning actress, good evening. Thank you very much for joining me. And you're live. So
Yes.
You're live on the News Hour and people are going to ask you questions. First up, you were watching about 8 to 10 minutes in the studio silently, the India with Bala debate.
Right.
Where do you stand?
I really think that freedom of expression of every kind should be respected. You know, and that's my stand with regard to film. That's my stand with regard to a cartoonist's work or anything else. I think that's a basic tenet of democracy, isn't it?
It is, but how often is it honored? How often is it upheld?
I think especially today, I also think that, you know, people are so quick to jump to opinions and to voice those opinions. I'm not sure it's a well-formed opinion in the first place. A lot of times, especially on social media, people just want to you know, join the conversation. They just want to be seen as someone who's taking a stand. Sometimes I'm quite amazed. People say, but I don't really know what it's about. But, you know, I saw one statement. A lot of times statements are not seen in the context of that they've been made. And I think, therefore, everyone has to be a little more responsible, I think. Just at least get all the information before you jump and before you take offense to any one word being, you know, mouthed or any one expression. Sometimes I think people have to be a little more patient, in my opinion.
Yeah, because yeah. Like you said, we said it's an actress with an opinion on the News Hour tonight. But do people have a problem because you have an opinion? Have you ever said, have people come out and tell you, "Tum actor ho, acting karo. Why should a woman have an opinion?"
No, instead, I'll tell you, I find it quite amazing that today everyone thrusts a mic in front of your face. And what are your thoughts about demonetization? What are your thoughts about, you know, could be about anything else? And like I really had no idea what demonetization was all about. You know, I haven't even studied economics. So I was going by what everyone was saying. So, you know, and opinions were changing on an hourly basis at that time. So I was extremely confused and I was out promoting a film. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know. And people were saying, no, but what is your stand? Why are you scared of voicing your opinion? I was like, no, I'm not scared, but at least allow me the fact that I may not have a well-formed opinion yet. And as an actor, you know, it's like any other citizen. You're not expected to have an opinion about every single thing. And it shouldn't be seen as you not taking a stand if you don't voice an opinion.
Yes.
I think that's what I feel. Of course, I hear that some people feel that actors have low IQs.
Yes.
And,
Do actors have low IQ?
I take complete offense to that fact. You know, but we don't, obviously, I don't respect an opinion like that at all. Much can be said about politicians also.
Yeah.
I think people who live in glass houses shouldn't point their fingers at others.
Point their fingers at others.
Or rather throw stones, sorry.
Stones. Because when actors voice opinions, but actors do become politicians.
No, actors become politicians, but not every actor becomes a politician. And there are doctors who become politicians. There are gundas who become politicians. You know, that does not mean that, you know, every actor, every gunda goes and becomes a politician.
True. But now we have two very big actors who want to be politicians.
I know. I hear. It's quite amazing. I'm waiting to see how that pans out.
They've started taking positions. They've started taking positions on various issues. Do you believe that the dynamics change the moment you think politically?
I think so. I think so for sure. Like I also feel everyone says, you know, I was at a debate at an event recently where I was told, why don't actors take political positions? And I said, because when you go into the theater, if I want that suspension of disbelief, my supposed political ideology is going to interfere with that. I don't want to have I don't want you to know my opinions on every single thing. Because if I'm playing a character who's opposed to that political opinion, for example, it could be, you may not be able to believe.
Yeah, it could be conflicting.
Yeah, the believability goes for a toss completely. I think, of course, at the stage that they are, I think maybe they're more focused on politics now, but the game definitely changes if you take a political stand. Like, I think in Hollywood, you also know which actor is a Democrat and which is a
Republican. Yeah,
but I don't think that's necessary here.
Because you don't have a two-pronged ideological route.
Yeah.
Right? You're not either a Democrat or a Republican.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are still not ready for people to have political opinions. Do you believe actors, I'm just dwelling on it a bit, that acting and politics can't go hand in hand? Either you finish becoming an actor like Kamal Haasan and Rajnikant, you have finished their prime, and now...
Though Rajnikant is still, doing...
Endiran and Kala.
I don't think anything can affect Rajnikant. But, I don't think they go hand in hand. And, I like how all the ills are attributed to... I hate the word Bollywood, but...
The Hindi film industry.
Hindi film industry, and we are called spineless, we are called all sorts of things, but I think everyone is as much a citizen as a Bollywood, so-called Bollywood actor or director. So why are we held to such high standards?
True, and I've got somebody who's saying I've seen the trailer and I'm waiting to see the film, so obviously a fan of yours, and I've got somebody from Vizag with us.
Oh, great. Just to let you all know that the film's releasing on the 17th of November.
Good evening, go ahead please.
Good evening, Marzipan. Actually, I'm coming from Vizag. My name is Pratap.
Hi Pratap, go ahead. Vidya's listening.
Hi Pratap.
Hi Vidya, Mallu settled in Vizag.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Should I
What's
say
your question?
Enganinde?
Thing is that you have been discussing regarding their things and not about your thing, the Balan arrest and all. So we have the issues going on. We have been seriously taking on these people like Russia, China, Japan, when the same issues, even in Pakistan, when the same issues, when people are oppressed, we are thinking differently. Why in India we are thinking on a different side?
I don't quite...
His question is that we have an opinion when these things happen abroad, in other countries.
Because it's easier to have an opinion when you're talking about an outsider and you may not face the backlash of, making a statement here.
Yes. But you feel that today we're becoming a little more intolerant?
I think we are, as, and I wouldn't say this just about politicians. I think generally we're becoming very divided. It's always about us and them. I think more than ever we're feeling a need for a sense of belonging. And sense of belonging means you belong to a certain group, and therefore the other group becomes the other, which is unfortunate, because I don't think there's need for us to think like that. I would think that today more than ever, there's, we can use, for example, social media to unify people. It's great for different people to have different opinions, but to respect everyone else's opinion as much.
True, because I'm asking you another question, because you're also a CBFC member.
Right.
Now, there's intolerance to expression.
Yeah.
You know what happened with Marcel, you know what happened with Padmavati, and
right.
Movies before this. Where do you stand?
I feel Marcel was cleared by the CBFC. So as far as that is concerned, I think we did our job. But I think what people need to realize is whether it's a cartoon or it's a film, it's either someone's imagination or interpretation. And that should be allowed. You can't, you can't really, I can't get into your head and tell you what to think. It is not, no one is saying this is a fact. This is my impression, this is my interpretation, this is my imagination, whatever it is, or this is my take on things. Or I think it should be absolutely fine. We're so scared it's almost like we're scared that we're going to be exposed in some way. By the time there's one dissenting voice, we want to curb it. But especially with regard to a film like Padmavati, we've not even seen the film. I think by all means, let the film release. If you don't like it, don't go and watch it, na? But there is no need to, before you even know what the film is about, really take offense to what might be in the film.
नहीं, क्योंकि they decide, people already decide कि आप ऐसे दिखाने वाले हो, आप ये करने वाले हो.
Even the promo is not really telling you much. So it's not like अच्छा promo से पता चल रहा है कि कुछ इसमें भड़काने वाली चीजें, कुछ पता नहीं चल रहा, मुझे तो पता नहीं चल रहा.
But ये काम तो CBFC का होना चाहिए.
नहीं, CBFC देखिए पहले when it comes for certification, due diligence will be undertaken. But that's a separate story. We're talking about reactions of people, even to Marsal. It was not a CBFC issue at all. The CBFC cleared it.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are in the clear.
So that's the reason why Indrajit Ghosh is there with us on the phone from Kolkata. A lot of callers calling in, Vidya. So you want to hear. Mr. Ghosh, you're speaking to us here on the News Hour, and Vidya is listening to you. Go ahead, please.
Hello? I can't.
Mr. Indrajit Ghosh, are you there? Okay, I got Mr. Krishna Kumar. Yes, Mr. Krishna Kumar.
Yeah, my question.
Good evening. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, hi Vidya. We are a big fan of yours.
Hi. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So we just wanted to ask you, like you have just now you mentioned a couple of minutes back, you don't have an opinion for all the events. Like, you may not necessarily have an opinion for all the happenings in the world. But at least, I see a lot of actors. I mean, you are one of the few people who have come from a non-film background. But you see the trend that it has become a Bollywood. I mean, Hindi movie film industry is becoming more of a family-oriented, where the sons of the actors, producer, director, they only are coming. Especially if you see this generation coming out, it's mostly that. And
nepotism.
Don't you think it's been unfair to the outsiders? Actually, the Indian movies industry has been a little bit unfair to a lot of people like you who have come out.
Pardon me for.
This is Kumar. Yeah, Kumar.
Kumar, sorry. Kumar, pardon me for saying this, but I don't think that's true. I think merit gets you work. And while people maybe, if someone's a producer or someone's a director and he or she sees potential in their offspring, in their child, they might want to, an interest in their child to become an actor, for example, they will give them that platform. I don't think that's wrong. But having said that, I've never in 12 years experienced any such thing. I think that, I'm sitting here in front of you today without having any relatives, friends, godfathers, or whatever else you call them in the industry. So I'm living example of the fact that that's not necessarily true. And I can cite many examples of actors who are doing absolutely well, who are right on top of their game, who are not from film families. But this thing of, continuing the film lineage, for example, I think that's true of any industry, whether it's business or, maybe
politics also.
Politics, of course.
It happens everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, performance counts. So for somebody who steps into a serial and then gets the commercial and then ends up with Parinita and today is sitting here on the News Hour, it's a different journey. And there's no nepotism there. We've got two callers with us. Bijoy from Durgapur, see from where people are watching this broadcast and calling in. And Danish from Noida. I also have Geeta from Mumbai. Bijoy, go ahead, please.
Good evening, Anand, and good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Hello. Actually, just...
yeah, go ahead, Bijoy.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, you are through. You are on air, Mr. Bijoy. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Ma'am, actually, I just wanted to say, you're just great,
Yeah.
You're really, you see, actually, I'm a 57-year-old person, but I see the oldest actresses, you are matching them. You are so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So please watch Tumhari Sulu then on the 17th.
That's a good plug.
Thank you.
I don't get to have a single opportunity.
Thank you, Bijoy. Danish from Noida with us. Danish, thank you for your patience. Go ahead, please.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Vidya.
Yeah, hi.
I'm Danish from Noida.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, I'm Danish from Noida.
जी दानिश बोलिए.
Ma'am, I want to ask you one thing.
Yes.
What do you think about Padmavati?
I haven't seen the film, so I don't think anything of it yet. पर जब मैं देख लूंगी तभी इस सवाल का जवाब दे पाऊंगी.
हाँ, और अगर वो CBFC पैनल में होंगी जिसको मूवी सर्टिफाई करनी है तो उससे पहले हम सबके देखने से पहले ये देख लेंगी. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Danish. Now Geeta also with us quickly, and then we'll move on. Yes, Geeta. Line कट गया उनका. उनका line कट गया. Now see, these are all people who are calling in live, and then they are asking you. Now, did it feel like your character in the movie?
No. I'm playing the RJ of a late night show where people's problems are very different. They're either lonely people in the city or people having love and relationship issues. So the tone of the problems is quite different, which is why I wasn't taking on the Sulu persona to answer.
Chali, Abhiroop De is asking you something. He's saying, what's your opinion regarding punishment given to a rapist? Should there be a more harsher punishment for them? Abhiroop De has put this question right now.
Hi, Abhiroop. I don't know if it's a politically correct answer, but when I hear of rape, it angers me immensely, and I feel like I want to mete out the worst possible punishment, like maybe, I don't know, something that's really debasing for the person so that he can experience what the woman might have gone through, at least in a little measure. But having said that, I think we have a law in place, and we must respect that, and they should be given punishment accordingly. But I definitely think the harshest punishment is due for rape.
What do you, let's move on. This is something which I've been wanting to ask you. Is there a lot of sexism around you that you see? Is there a patriarchal mindset that you are continuously battling?
Yeah, there is, but today I think it's being challenged. For example, today if you make a sexist comment, sometimes it may not even be a sexist comment, but people are just quick to react. In these cases, I think it's very good that people react, impulsively. But there is sexism, and not just in films, and not just in the film industry. I think all around us. It's deep conditioning. We've always been given to believe that it's a man's world, and women are the weaker and the fairer sex and all of that, which make therefore for jokes that
they disgust you, right?
Yeah.
They disgust you because I'll come back to that. Let's see, Ganapati is there on air. The questions are on. You see, he's asking, what about Indu Sarkar? What's your opinion on Indu Sarkar? Harshita from Lucknow is asking, Vidya, do you think government is interfering in CBSE functioning?
No.
Mohsin says, this might be a laugh, but to be frank, what's the political affiliation that you have? People are watching and responding to you live right now.
I have absolutely no political affiliation. So as far as CBFC is concerned, there is no government interference. I must say that whatever we do is within, is in tune with the guidelines prescribed by the Cinematograph Act. If any changes need to be brought about, we need to change the act, which does not come within the ambit of does not fall within the ambit of the CBFC.
CBFC, correct. They also ask, what do you think about Indu Sarkar? And also the bottom one is interesting. Do you have you taken a side on the Hrithik Kangana issue?
No, I haven't at all taken a side on the Hrithik Kangana issue, because I know neither of them well enough. I don't know what the issue is, leave alone, take any sides on it. But and honestly, with due respect to both of them, I'm quite now done with the issue. I do think that a lot of people tend to take one side or the other, and more importantly, wanting to sound like pseudo-feminists. But I think they're just wanting some mileage out of it. because I really think it's no one's business to be commenting on a personal issue between two people. And as far as Hindu Sarkar is concerned, I haven't seen the film, and this was before the board changed, so I have no comments.
That's a smart one and well done there. But you had a position on the anthem controversy, so I had to ask you.
Yes.
If somebody asks you कि सुरु जी हमको कह रहे हैं कि सिनेमा हॉल में खड़े हो जाइए anthem के लिए, तो आप क्या कहेंगे उनको?
सुलू की तरह बोलूं?
जैसे चाहिए।
नहीं, मेरे को तो लगता है कि थिएटर में एंथम नहीं बजाना चाहिए, स्कूल में बजाना चाहिए, कोर्ट में बजाना चाहिए, और सारे जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज है उनके ऑफिसेज में रोज सुबह सबको खड़े रह के. But you cannot, sorry, I have to come back to being Vidya, you cannot force patriotism. I think especially when you go in to watch a film, you're going into, just have a good time. You're going in to put up, just forget about everything else and not follow any sorts of rules and regulations there. And I must say that, I can only speak for myself. Whenever the national anthem plays, I stand up, wherever I am. And I know a lot of people who do that. So I don't think that's a way to inculcate any sort of patriotism. I think that's...
So nobody can force it down your...
I don't think. I don't think there's a need also.
You think it's being forced?
I think by asking you to stand up in the theatre, yes. And I've seen old people, I go to the theatre once a week. I see old people struggling. First of all, to come to the theatre is a struggle. Now they probably come with family. They're trying to get into that seat. By the time they get into that seat, they're having to stand up. I've seen disabled people struggling. I think it's, it's pushing it a bit too far.
Well, I have a different take on that, but we'll move on because we have limited time.
Right.
Mahesh from Dallas with us. Yes, Mahesh, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much for taking my call, and my two favorites are there in the studio, Vidya ji and yourself.
Arey wah.
First of all, thank you very much.
Thank
for doing
you.
a great job. Sure. So,
Thank you.
Vidya, one quick question I have on the cartoon part. You
Yes.
said that yes, you are
Yeah.
perfectly fine with the cartoon and his expression of heart. Just think, more from our Eastern mindset, and of course I've been living in US for the last 30 years, so I have a little bit liberal views. But
Yeah.
think if those collectors and those CMs would have been female, and if the same cartoon would have come out, what would it have changed your views?
Firstly, I haven't seen the cartoon. I'm just saying that, we should be, freedom of expression must be respected. And as far as the nudity part of it goes, I don't think I would have taken to it well at all if it was about
That's the
women.
cartoon.
Right. I think also because women have been objectified forever. So it goes into, it's not just poking fun, it also becomes a sort of objectification if it involves women. Women's bodies have been used to demean them forever. So I don't think it can even compare. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little agitated about this, but women's bodies have been used to shame forever. So I don't think I would take it well if, anyone's, if a cartoon showed a woman without clothes, no.
Right.
But here at least, maybe some people are able to see the humor in it, but as far as a woman is concerned, no.
Right.
Well, Mahesh, I thank you for watching and
Thank you.
thank you, Mahesh. I'm sorry, I have a lot of callers, so I have to move on. Thank you. Do keep watching the broadcast. Siddharth from Bengaluru. Yes, Siddharth.
Hi, Vidya. This is Siddharth here. We truly love you
Hi.
and respect you for your candor.
Thank you so much.
Just that I had a few. I truly even echo your sentiments on the national anthem being played in the cinemas.
Right.
And I do
Right.
feel that yes, when somebody goes there for entertainment and having a popcorn in the hand, having chips and nachos in the hands, and they suddenly asked to stand up, or they're in a totally different state of mind. And they are made to do that,
Right.
so there should be definitely a different place and time to do this. And I appreciate that your suggestions
Right.
where it should be played in politicians' offices, in schools, and other areas. When we just speaking about
Right.
objectification of women, I was a little confused about your stand, because I mean you have played parts in certain movies where you were playing, I think, Silk Smitha. as well as there are so many other movies where ladies are, the press calls it item numbers, the cinema goers call it item numbers. So do you feel that this should continue, or if it continues, how should women be portrayed in such songs? Is it really necessary? Like in Tamil cinema, they say that, this song should be for auto rickshaw drivers.
Right.
This particular song.
Siddharth, got your point. I have to limit. You have to limit your question. Let her answer. Yeah. Sorry.
What I feel truly is that, when you're seeing, as far as the dirty picture is concerned, or as far as the portrayal of Silk was concerned, she was someone who used her body and her sexuality as a ticket to stardom. And, people saw the humane side of her in the dirty picture, which is why, despite the fact that it's very easy to judge her, people came out of the theatres empathizing with her and not judging her. And as far as item numbers are concerned, I'm not very thrilled about the way women are shot in item numbers, about a lot of the lyrics in item numbers. And I think that needs to, I don't think, really audiences are even going in to watch item numbers anymore. There was a small phase when that was, a calling card sort of thing, when audiences would go in to say, acha, ye gana bahut acha hai. But ab cheezein badal rahi hain.
Yeah, and not after Helen G, who used to do, who did it in such a dignified way. And she was a ticket at that time.
Absolutely.
But now I'm not sure, like you said, that it
But I do think that's changing. People are not wanting to see women being objectified like that. The camera angle is completely wrong.
No, and I think even, don't you think actresses are a little more conscious about how they're being portrayed?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, actresses are. Even filmmakers are more conscious about how they're portraying women.
Who draws the line between sexy and obscene? Is the choice for the viewer, or is the choice for the person?
No, I think it's really like they say, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So does obscenity, or the idea of obscenity. Because today I can tell you that wearing a short skirt is obscene, but it's not.
It's not.
So but for some people, the moment they see skin on a woman, they think it's obscene. I don't think it's about that. I think women should be allowed to wear whatever they want to, and but they have to be. The item. This is not part of the item number conversation, is it? Because the way they are shot in those item numbers is objectionable. But I think women should be allowed to wear whatever. If they want to walk around in a two-piece, they should, have both the confidence and the liberty to be able to do that. Right. And not be under any sort of threat.
Were more praise coming your way? Vidya, you're so articulated. Any plans to join politics later on?
No, not at all, not at all. I don't mind playing a politician on screen, but no.
What do you think is the money-making point in Begum Jaan when you're signing it?
I'm an eternal optimist. I know where this question is coming from, because it does not seem like a commercially viable proposition. But today, all kinds of films have a shot at doing well. So you're hoping that a story well told, if a story is well told, it could do well. I felt convinced about the story, which is why I did the film, and I stand by my decision to do it, even though it didn't do well commercially.
Yeah, and I think we had a chat, and you said that it gave you some level of satisfaction.
Yeah.
I'm taking one more caller, and then I'm going to get you to do your Sulu number for us exclusively here on the news.
Right.
I have to play your character too. Gaurav from Kharagpur. Yes, Gaurav, go ahead, please. Well, I think Gaurav has just dropped. See, Kharagpur, Coimbatore, Bengaluru, Dallas, Mumbai, Noida, Durgapur, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Vizag. This is the entire list.
Thank you.
Senthil from Coimbatore. Yes, Senthil, go ahead. After this,
Yeah.
Senthil, go ahead. He's on the line, but he's not speaking.
Hello?
Hello.
Senthil?
Good evening, ma'am.
Senthil?
Mute the volume of your television and
Good
go speak.
evening.
Ma'am, good evening. Sir, also good evening, sir.
Good evening. Thank you. Go ahead.
Sir, being a retired army person, and we are also a fan, Balan is also a fan in South and in the Bollywood also. We love your braveness in acting, and I also
Thank you.
And give the public the correct decision on the cartoonish. hope you also, also being a South Indian, you know about the government.
Right.
And let's make a change.
Right.
So Senthil is the line is a little disturbed, but he's saying, what is your position, Sathya? You know, do you support the fact that India is standing with the cartoonist for him being arrested?
Oh,
and you know
that's
what's
what he
happening
said.
in Tamil Nadu. So being a South Indian, you understand what's happening there, and I hope
Do you support
work-
that he's been arrested?
No, no. Your
Do
position.
you support the? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think. I think he should be. You know, a cartoon should be taken
As
in
a
the
cartoon.
right stride. That's what a cartoon really means. You know, and forever, R.K. Lakshman, for example, was a cartoonist who shone the mirror on, you know,
Yes.
politicians throughout his lifespan, and we
Listen,
appreciated it.
I'm running out of time.
Right.
So you have to do your a glimpse of Sulu.
Firstly, I have to say that.
Give me a
let
situation
me
and-
do a. So there are two versions of Sulu. One was the housewife, the homemaker version, which I did, which is very bubbly, and 2 lines of it I did. And this is the late night call version where she says, "Hello, आपकी रातों को जगाने, आपके सपनों को सजाने, मैं आ रही हूँ 17 नवंबर को थिएटर्स में, मुझसे आके मिलिएगा, आएंगे ना, और आपके प्यार के लिए ढेर सारा प्यार वापस, और बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया."
So जब ये बोल रही है तो वो क्या छिल रही है? गाजर छिल रही है कि मटर छिल रही है?
Matar chil rahi. That's what I love, you know, the juxtaposition of that voice and what she's actually doing.
We look forward to that. And Vidya Balan, thank you so much. Good to have you on the News Hour, and it's been a break from the norm. And we try
But
and
it
do
was
it quite
lovely.
often. Lovely.
Thank you for
and
having
you see
me.
the audience, they've enjoyed speaking to you here and interacting with
And
you
so
here.
have I. Thank you.
We said an actress with an opinion and she didn't disappoint, did she? Thank you very much for joining us on the News Hour tonight.
Thank you.